For medium voltage switchgear, can the 2 by 8 inches opening for control wire be increased? On the top of the gear, if you look in the center of the slide there, you'll see there's a little 2 by 8 inches opening which is designated just for the control wiring to the applicable section of medium voltage switchgear. The answer is that the 2 by 8 inches opening cannot be expanded any larger. If you look to the left, there is a picture of what's inside the section and what limits that from being expanded any larger. On the bottom of the section, you have your draw-out medium voltage breaker and the breaker rails. They extend from the front of the cabinet back to where the breaker locks into place. The 2 by 8 inches opening is on the left side of that breaker rail, which is circled in red, so you can't expand that any further. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to draw out the breaker. Looking at the top of this section, if you're saying I'm going to bring the wires into the 2 by 8 inches opening on the top of the medium voltage section, you have the same issue except with the draw-out potential transformer, draw-out PT. If you're trying to pull out that draw-out PT and you expanded a wire entry point wider than a 2 inches width, then you would be interfering with being able to open up that draw-out PT. So whether you do in the case where you need to have the larger opening to bring more wires in, or primarily the concern may be that it's hard to bring your conduit into a port pad and line it up to just a very small 2 by 8 inches opening. The image on the right shows what a common installation technique is with the medium voltage gear. When you have this switchgear pad, there's oftentimes a trench that's about 2 by 8 inches or a little bit larger, just where it's going to line up with that opening for the control wires so that the contractor can bring all the control wires into that larger trench that runs the entire width of this switchgear and then be able to route the wires up through the 2 by 8 inches opening in lieu of having to make sure that he aligns the conduit directly to that opening on the bottom of the switchgear.